Good afternoon from Tanya Aarons at Sacred Space, Titania's Realm. It's Wednesday the 11th of January 2023. I've just not long come back from my debrief with my beautiful, heartfelt, wonderful, kind psychiatrist. Upon hearing that I was not able to get proper medical treatment because my entire Queen Elizabeth II hospital file is missing, he very sweetly and kindly offered to pay for me to go to see a private urologist to find out the extent of the injury and the damage at present with my bladder, which I am considering because I'm reluctant to have my psychiatrist pay for a private specialist. Not in so much that it's a boundary violation, but just that it's a lot to ask. But the fact that he offered that, just off the cuff immediately, shows how much he knows that I have been very badly harmed by the public health system, and that he's equally as frightened for me that I may be dying of this condition. As he pointed out, my health's been precarious for the last 2 years at least. And he also pointed out that, it's very difficult to do psychotherapy on someone when they're constantly struggling with chronic medical problems, which is true. And we've done very well in our work together in the last 12 years to get me to this state of mental equilibrium and to be psych medication free, and for me to have the strength of will to continue to fight. He gave me the name of an independent government department, a federal government department that will investigate what has happened with my file, and if they can't find my file, he believes they will audit that hospital. And I'm prepared to fight, because if I am dying of this condition now, how long is a piece of string before I die? I don't know if I have months or years or decades. And I'm not going to point the bone at myself, because I have a habit of rising from my own doom over and over again when I'm at the point of giving up and literally licking death's eyeball, right? So I told him that I would indeed contact that commission. So I have come home, I've filled out their online form. I've had a response from them already stating it can take up to 4 weeks because they receive a lot of complaints on a daily basis. I can imagine our whole country, a whole nation of Australia has gone to the dogs, not just with medical malfeasances, but right across the board. And it's been going on for some time, decades, at least 2 decades. And I've lived here for almost 35 years. 1988 I arrived here in Brisbane. So I'll be fighting as long as I possibly can, but I'm genuinely not feeling very well. But I'm okay. I'm sitting here under the frangipani tree in this tree. I don't know what it's called, but it has yellow flowers. And there's two frangipani trees. Was it two or only one? Anyway, one. But I'm very grateful to have my sacred space garden to come home to, and to be surrounded with beauty. And also my psychiatrist was so lovely when I told him that the young doctor at the QE2 had said to me very condescendingly, "Good luck finding a doctor you can get along with." My doctor punched his fists in the air and said, "Well, you've got me." So I want YouTube to know I have friends in high places who adore me for no other reason than I'm a defiant, sometimes ornery, sometimes confrontational, sometimes difficult. I admit I can be difficult when the wrong thing is being done by me as a woman and as a human being, or when I see other people being abused by a system or an individual. I can be difficult, but by the same token, I am loved for it. I am loved, and I am so grateful and valuing and honouring that love. When I told my friend Lynn just before that my psychiatrist was determined to get me proper treatment for my bladder issues in the private sector, she said I should have accepted that offer because she herself would do the same if she was in a position that she could do that. So there's 2 people on this planet that love me, and by actual fact there's 4, because there's my daughter Crystal and my friend Jared as well. So I'm calling upon my angels and gods and ancestors that love me to heal my mind, body and spirit. Although my psychiatrist reminded me that I'm of sound mind and I'm quite well mentally, it's just physically that's starting to deteriorate. And, I'm calling upon all entities of love, light and truth, human and non-human, to align with me, to stand beside me in solidarity, and if necessary, to fight for me, because I'm too ill now to fight anymore for myself. I'm quite done. But I did fight again by at least contacting the commission, the Information Commission, because I think they need to find out what has actually gone wrong, and if my file is indeed completely destroyed or lost, then there needs to be a show cause of how and why that occurred. And I personally need to know, am I the only special one, or did every other woman or male patient in that hospital that had a TVT tape on their bladder also have their records mysteriously vanish so that there's no further recourse? I want to know. Curious minds want to know. And I'm not doing this to be a troublemaker or in particular whistleblowing. Well, I am whistleblowing, but I'm not doing this to stir the pot just for some petty, trivial little game. This is my life at stake. This is my life. Not having medical records to cross-reference puts me in a very vulnerable, dangerous position. So I hope the Commission can help me and support me in this. And I'm sure they will. But if it should get brushed under the table, well, there's nothing I can do. I tried. But I just wanted to share with you that I do have loving kindness and support, if only in a professional capacity, from my psychiatrist. That was very heartwarming and comforting and human. God bless. Love to all on planet Earth, those of us who are struggling against all odds, against an invisible machine that we don't even know who we're dealing with, really. But I have faith in humanity. I know there is goodness still to be found on this planet. And if we can open our hearts and our minds just a little bit more each day to allow the light to enter and dispel the darkness, that would be good. There is a contagion of trauma which I have been instrumental of, because I have been sharing my stories on YouTube, on the internet, on vocal media, on Facebook, and it's a lot. It is almost like an infection. So I apologise to my beloved ones, my friends, and my psychiatrist, and my other acquaintances, or anyone who comes in contact with me, if my lived experiences and my intensity and my scrambling to survive this entire paradigm comes across as frightening. But the truth will set us free, and from a place of strength and a place of resilience and a place of truth, we can build a better society for all that lives on planet Earth. Not just little old me, but other people affected. And when we have a better society where we treat people with basic dignity and kindness and honour and respect, it will have a flow-on effect for our children and our pets and our animals and all of nature, because it's a symbiosis. Love is the law. Let the love grow exponentially. Real, authentic, heartfelt, genuine, pure love that comes from a pure space, like my sweet doctor today offering to pay for my private urology consultation. A sweetness and a kindness. God's bless. Love to you all. Blessed be.